Bronson Reed his leg injury. So, unsurprisingly, a 350-pound man diving off the top of the WarGames cage has ended in a broken foot. Bronson Reed was about to hit the splash on Roman Reigns until a big splash off the top of the cage, I should say, on Roman Reigns until CM Punk rescued Roman at the last second. Timing-wise, it was excellently done, it must be said. Reigns, I don't understand why he couldn't get himself off the table, but there you go. Anyway, Bronson then splashed the table, but then he landed awkwardly on his foot. So why don't we watch it together, Dutch?
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I found out that I played this and the camera's on me the entire time, so it was absolutely useless. So, Dutch, you're just going to have to just pretend you've seen it for the first time ever, or second at least. So, here's Bronson Reed coming off.
Well, what's that leg? What's that right ankle? Ooh. And he weighs 350, 360 pounds. And it looked like to me he turned into it, and it wasn't a good outcome. He broke his ankle, and I think he's going to be out for 8 months.
Yeah, he's going to miss WrestleMania because of this. Right, okay, so how's that happen then, in your opinion?
What do you mean, how's it happen?
Why has he landed on his feet first anyway?
Well, he's a big guy. What I'm saying is, and he's not used to doing moves like this. His moves are mostly power moves. And I think he was a little hesitant to do it to begin with. And I think that added to the injury. So I think he has some reasons that he turned wrong. And I'm sure he doesn't go home from off the road every week and said, I got to get in the ring. I got to do this. I got to teach myself how to turn without breaking my leg. Apparently he was, he didn't learn that well enough, and he ends up breaking his ankle. So if I was him, I said, I'm going to call my attorney. I'm going to call Adam Burbrower. That's who I would call. He's the new Stephen P. New. Adam Burbrower, just keep pushing it as much as you can. So, Mr. Burbrower, when you have some new clients, you could chart them down to me. So treat them right.
On the Stevie Richards show yesterday, Stevie suggested that basically because Roman Reigns was on the table, that this was maybe Bronson Reed's way of making sure that Roman was out of the way before he went through the table. Do you know what I mean? So instead of going like just body first, land on feet, then table in that sense.
Could be because I didn't even think of that, but it looked like Roman, I'm sure this was a set up spot, but Roman was trying to get off the table, I think. And then who helped him off, did you say?
Punk.
But it didn't look like a botch. It didn't look anything like that, just a little bit late. And the guy who broke his ankle was trying to maybe hold back a little bit to protect him. But in the process, he got hurt himself.
Right. So one dive
if I was Roman Reigns, I would send him a $5,000 Christmas gift. That's what I would do.
Guess what happened? Guess what happened 2 minutes after that dive off the cage?
Somebody else got hurt.
No, both. Jimmy Uso dived off the cage.
Did he know that he'd broke his ankle or he'd hurt his ankle?
No, it was nothing to do with Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed was out. Jimmy Uso then dove off the cage onto Jacob Fatu. And
what happened there? And what happened?
Somewhere in the match, we don't know exactly where, he broke his toe.
Yeah. And who else got hurt in that match?
Was it Tangaloa? It was one of Haku's kids.
Tangaloa. That sounded like a dance.
Yeah.
Tangaloa. See what I mean?
That was his original name. They changed it to Tonga Loa. Would you believe?
Oh, that does sound better. Tango is a dance. Yeah. From years and years and years ago.
Yeah, it was one of Haku's kids anyway. The point I'm making is that why would you book two cage dives within 2 minutes of each other?
That's a good question. I think my next call to WWE, I'm going to find out who the agent was on that match, and I'm going to call him up and ask him point blank, why did you schedule them so close together? Not taking into account that these guys could get hurt, but yet he has to go up there and do it.
takes off the shine of the first one. Do you remember a few months ago what happened when Edge dove off the top of a cage in AEW? Adam Copeland, I should say.
Yeah, he missed everything, didn't he?
No, he landed on his feet, like Bronson Reed did, and broke his shin.
His shin is the part that goes down from the knee to the ankle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shin.
Mm-hmm.
That's very shinful. Well, listen, no, was that always a part of Edge's, like his playbook, the jump down? Why would you do that?
But he was doing the same thing. He was landing on his feet first, so he wouldn't hurt the guy he was landing on. You know, to give him an extra second. And all they've done is basically put themselves out for months. And the same thing as Jimmy Uso diving 2 minutes after Bronson Reed, is that 2 minutes after Adam Copeland dove off the cage, Gangrel debuted. And it just completely took the shine off the dive off the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of like an overbooking thing. There's many, many, many parallels to draw between the two.
Well, I didn't see that. I just heard about it. But that's one of the things about pro wrestling. You can get hurt and get hurt very badly in a match. Of course, you don't plan that to get hurt, but you do. So
I think people forget that. Do you think people just forget that just how dangerous this is?
No, they call it a botch. Oh, it's a botch. It's a botch. It's a botch. Yeah, but a botch breaks your neck. Like, who jumped off a ladder not too long ago in AEW and broke their...
Oh, Dante Martin, yeah, shattered their ankle, yeah.
Oh. I've said time and time again, you couldn't melt and pour me in some of those spots. If they say, you either going to do it or I'm going to fire you, I said, well, let me find the door because I'm leaving because I'm not doing the spot. I'm not, period. And of course, now nobody would expect me to do it now. But when I was 25, thank God we didn't have to do those moves. They hadn't been invented yet. But I wouldn't have done those spots. There was a lot of things that I really refused to do.
But it's expected of people now. That's quite worrying. And bring AEW back in. When Sting jumped off the ladder, onto the ringside up through a guy on the table, and all he did was land chin first on some guy's knee.
No kidding. But that was his idea.
I figure so, but I sort of think, I mean, is it just monkey see, monkey do? Well, that guy's done it. To stay relevant, I have to do it. Then
I think that's what Sting was thinking. Everybody else does it, and even though I'm 66 years old, by God, I'm going to go out there and do it too. All of a sudden, blah, 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 and can't even talk for 2 days after the match. So I don't know if he would be so eager to do that move again.